Secretary General of the Jubilee ruling party, Raphael Tuju, writes to the Chief Justice, and the letter is made public. Okay? Now, the long and short of that letter, ilikuwa msomo. Loosely translated, Tuju lectures the Chief Justice. Now, I want to take you back to an interview Raphael Tuju had, but then this guy has never told us where he was, and probably will never tell us where he was. Yeah? Because where he was confidential, top secret, yeah, government secret. Anyway, yeah. Tuju's interview with the BBC, I don't know what to use to describe it. And indeed, the word I'm thinking of I'd better not use, yeah, because it could be classified as hate speech. Anyway, here's an interview with the BBC where he spews out a lot of things, okay? He says the Supreme Court is tribal. It makes decisions which are tribal. He says the press in Kenya, the media, is tribal. Yeah, the articles are tribal. Everything in Kenya is done on a tribal basis. Yeah, Kenya is not a nation state. He keeps repeating. Yeah, Kenya is just tribal. Now, if I need to say something about this Tuju guy. Now, there are two people within Jubilee. Raphael Tuju, of course, and the other is a man called Eden Duale. If you're not in Jubilee and you take to heart what these guys are saying, what will most probably happen to you, you look for the nearest tree and look for the strongest rope you can find. I mean the sarcasm, the biting remarks. Maybe these people should have been made, I know some women who can talk like this, wanakuongelesha na maneno inaingia mpaka huko, I don't want to taja wapi, inaingia mpaka huko chini kabisa. Now, the only man who can rival Tuju and Duale is a man called Miguna. And he cannot even rival them because Miguna speaks facts. Okay? He has this biting style, but he speaks facts. Okay? Anyway, during that interview, Tuju made it very clear that the Supreme Court is tribal. He made it very clear that the media is tribal. So every question asked in that direction, shutting down of media, he went into this rhetoric of his. These people are tribal. Media is tribal. Yeah. In fact, he's insinuating that the media shutdown was executed because Kenyans are tribal and the media is tribal. Anyway, if you want to buy that, ni sawa tu. It's a democratic right to buy anything. Yeah. Anyway, so after that interview, we see now this letter to the CJ, yeah, the Chief Justice, Bwana David Maraga. And everybody in Kenya says this letter is just preparing the way for something bigger. Yeah. This letter is just a follow-up of what we had in State House shortly after the nullification of the August 8th presidential election. Yeah, you had those famous words. We shall revisit. We shall revisit. So everybody says that this letter is the opening remarks or the opening submissions to a major onslaught, a major attack on the Supreme Court. Yeah, thus fulfilling the promise of we shall revisit. Now, a few quick remarks about this letter. Number one, Jubilee has never recovered from the nullification of the presidential elections of August 8th, and it will never recover. How dare you, Maraga? Who do you think you are, Maraga? How can you nullify a whole presidential election? Ai, mmekuja sana. Mwoka mono. Now, the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, is that even the most backward, biased kangaroo court in the world had no other option, yeah, but to nullify the August 8th elections. And in case they made the decision of not nullifying those elections, questions would have lingered forever. What is in those servers that Jubilee, the IEBC, does not want Kenyans to see. What is in those servers? Because the court ordered for the servers to be opened. Yeah, it was a court order. And court orders are not voluntary. Court orders are not an opinion. Okay? But of course, Jubilee's thinking is different. Yeah. Me thinks that according to Jubilee, court orders are opinions. Yeah, they are views. Yeah, you know, when you hear an opinion, you either decide to take, yeah, or you decide to throw away, cast asunder. Yeah, so court orders are like that. Unachukua, you get a court order, hii ni sawa, hii tutafanya. You get another court order, hii hapana, hii iwezekani. You throw it asunder. Wow. How do you have a country that is run by the rule of law when you don't obey court orders? How? How can you stand up with a straight face and tell the wananchi of Kenya, you must follow the law, according to the law, according to the constitution, and you tell them that with a straight face, a very straight face, when you yourself cannot obey court orders? What? Anyway, let me not get carried away. So that's the first thing. Yeah, Jubilee will never recover from that. The nullification of the August 8th presidential elections. Number 2, this Tuju attack is not a fishing expedition. Yeah, it is a well laid out mission, and this is just the beginning. That's very clear. I find it absolutely fascinating that in that same letter to the CJ, Tuju talks about institutions. Yeah, the strengthening of institutions, etc., etc. Yeah. Now, the reason why I find it fascinating is that because the executive has already captured every institution you can think of in the country. Okay? Parliament is a rubber stamp of the executive. That's obvious. That's not news to any Kenyan. Yeah? Decisions are passed, they are made in State House, they are sent to Parliament. Eden Duale carries them to Parliament for rubber stamp. Hakuna kitu ingine, hakuna debate, hakuna the people in my constituency would not support this. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Everything is just rubber stamped. Okay? So what we have is a rubber stamp parliament. IBC, jina ilibadilishwa zamani. In case you didn't know, it's the Jubilee Electoral and Boundaries Commission, JEBC. Okay? Even key institutions like the National Intelligence Service have been captured. Okay? Now, let me give you solid evidence. There was a recent report. There's a recent report that has been revealed, whereby we are told that the NIS spent during the August 8th election. Wait for this one. They spent 3.7 billion shillings. What? What did they spend this money doing? Well, we are told it's a mystery expenditure. Yeah, but the whole thing is that it is very obvious. This mystery expenditure involved partisan politics, because N stands for National Intelligence Service. Yeah, so maybe they should just change their name to Jubilee Intelligence Service. Yeah, because you spend 3.7 billion of taxpayers' money, yeah, on partisan politics, on ensuring that one party wins against another party within the same country. Anyway, the only institution left which has some semblance of independence and which must be brought under control is the Supreme Court. Yeah. Now, of course, there are many methods of taming institutions that are not towing the line, as we discovered before the 26th October repeat elections. Yeah, because we saw the vehicle of Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu being sprayed by bullets. Yeah, she wasn't in the vehicle, of course. And indeed, the people who did this, obviously the intention was not to assassinate. The intention was to scare. The intention was the mafia intention of sending a message. And it worked. Because the very next day, which was the 25th of October, a very crucial hearing of the Supreme Court never took place. Why? There was no quorum. Anyway, Tuju's letter tells us everything. Tuju's letter says it all. Yeah, that the Supreme Court must be captured now by the executive. Wapende, wasipende. It is really only a matter of time. Reason? They are tribal. The Supreme Court is tribal. It makes decisions based on tribal things, yeah? On tribal affiliations, tribal feelings, etc., etc. Oh God. This Kenya of ours, sijui. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.